Chapter 1. The battle that we'd all dreaded was finally upon us. It would be all the supernatural against the Fae. The Fae needed to win this battle so that they could move into our world and take over. We were the last defense before they got into our world and wreaked havoc forever. They had to be stopped at all costs. Every supernatural being came together and united in this fight against the evil that wanted to destroy us. Alexios opened up the portals and welcomed every immortal who came over to Blackwood to fight. I shrugged my shoulders under the light metal battle armor. The king had insisted that I wear it. I chewed my lip nervously, wondering how it was all going to play out. Alexios knew the enemy well, but he'd shared little with me. Beyond what Dylan had shown me at the Sapphire Academy of Magic and what I'd already seen in Big Bear Lake, I had no idea what the Fae even looked like, at least not the ones we'd be fighting. I had no idea what we were up against, and that only made it all the more frightening. "How do we kill them?" a servant girl next to me asked. "I hope fireballs do the trick," I said. The guard next to me shook his head. "You won't be fighting, Taylor. You're just here for show, to give the people something to believe in. If I'm here, I'm fighting. I have amazing powers." "Yes, I heard what you did in France," another hunter said. "Then you know I can be a great asset to this cause. Races from all over the world have joined us. It isn't necessary to risk our queen's life." "But I can do so much more," I said. "Please let me join the fight." "It's time for our queen to speak," another said, touching my arm softly and gently leading me away. I stopped. "What are your official orders?" "We need you to speak to the people, and then I have orders to escort you back to the castle before the battle starts." I knew it. Alexios wasn't going to let me fight. I was just here to give a pep talk, that's all. So many thoughts kept rushing through my mind. Who would have ever thought I'd be the Immortals' motivational speaker? How did I get here? I used to be normal. But somehow, I'd hopped on the crazy train. As we walked up the mountain, I turned to look at the soldier. I'm supposed to be a normal girl, not talking to troops to give them hope. This is crazy. "I suppose it does seem odd," he said, "but this is the way fate worked out. You survived the bite and that makes you special." "Bites," I clarified. "I was bitten by a vampire and a werewolf." "You are truly meant for something great," he said. "But what happened to the girl who used to sunbathe on the beach at Big Bear Lake, talking about her upcoming school year? The naive girl who jumped from the cliffs, listened to music, and swam at the swimming hole?" "I believe that ship has long sailed, Highness," my escort said. "So much has happened. I've lost my innocence." "You've gained experience, and now you can encourage our troops," he said. I was led up a large hill. At the top I glanced down upon thousands of vampires, werewolves, and witches, hordes of them stretching as far as my eye could see. My hands began to tremble, as I wasn't used to being in front of such a large crowd, particularly when a great majority of the eyes looking back at me weren't even human. I had spoken at charity events and parties and a few lectures Alexios had planned, but this was different. There were thousands upon thousands, a sea of beings, all waiting for me to say something. "And now, here's our queen," Alexios announced, guiding me over and kissing me on the cheek. My nerves began to get the best of me, and a kiss from him certainly didn't help. Instantly I froze, and it was as if I'd swallowed an entire cantaloupe and couldn't possibly squeeze a single word out around it. "Just speak from your heart the way you always do," Alexios said. "Tell them that you're on their side and that we will conquer our enemies. Leave them with no doubts." I looked out at the crowd before me, an odd mixture of vampires, wolves, and witches, united as one because of all the hard work Alexios and I had put into trying to bring everyone together against the threat. They all listened to me because I was a hybrid, and I harbored within me a little piece of them all. Maybe being a mutt has some purpose after all, I mused, as I mustered up the courage to speak to them. "Hello, everyone," I nervously began, my bottom lip trembling. "For so long our races have been divided, and now the Fae have stormed in to try to take over. But we mustn't let that happen. You stand before me now a supernatural army, united and strong. As your queen, I am a part of all of you. I am werewolf, vampire, and witch. You are all special, and I am honored to carry a part of that within me. We are supernatural beings, all fighting for one sole purpose, and that is to win, to survive.